going for you? And Anya's like, well, I have an anniversary surprise for you too. It's kind of a big deal. And she's like, I'm gonna convert for you.
I'm gonna become a Muslim for you. And he's like, that's great. You don't have to do that though, but thanks or something.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, do you even know what that means, Anya?
That is crazy town. You are 16 years old. Like, you do not, at 16 you should not be like changing like huge factors about your life for another person. Like, if you're gonna convert to a religion, like, maybe when you're planning to marry a person and it's important to them that you convert, I mean, and you're like okay with it, sure, but like when you're in high school, no. But then and then they like start making out, and then she like discovers the condoms, and he's like, she's like, you thought we were gonna have sex? And he was like, I mean, I thought it could be a possibility, but we don't have to do it if you don't want to. And she's like, well, maybe I do want to. Yeah. And he's really excited about it because he's a teenage boy. I know, he says really, and it's like his face. Oh my god. But I was like, really though, Anya, do you? Like, she doesn't, I don't know. She seems like kind of on board, but I feel like she's just trying to make him happy, and it kind of bums me out.
I don't know. But then we cut to Alli like knocking on Johnny DiMarco's tent, and he's like, I think you have the wrong tent. She's like, nope. Like, let's hang out. And like, she's like, are you doing anything fun? I thought you might be doing something more fun here than what my friends are doing. He's like, not really, because he was just reading. And then he's like, you're not gonna leave me alone, are you? And she's like, nope. And he's like, all right, do you want to play Crazy Eights? And she's like, no, let's play poker. And it's adorable.
It is. He's like very clearly charmed by her.
Yes.
And her like persistence, because she is like, she does not quit.
No.
It's very impressive.
She's got a lot of confidence.
I dream of having Alli's confidence.
Seriously. But then Connor decides to get back at Johnny DiMarco for punching through his moth net and fucking unleashes a snake in his tent, which I thought was a little bit over the line. Like, that's I mean, I know it was like a harmless kind of snake, but that shit is not cool with me, bro.
I mean, it's a garter snake, but still.
And then they discover the snake, and they like jump out of the tent, and like
they're
Anya
screaming.
and Sav hear the screaming, and then Sav is like, it's Alli. And then then Danny's like, this is a garter snake. And Johnny DiMarco's like, yeah, I know. He's like trying to save face. I don't know. And then Snake comes out and is like, everybody go back to your tents. The ones you're supposed to be in.
Yeah.
like Snake, you're a bad shit.
Where is the fucking supervision, Snake? Jesus. And Sav is such a hypocrite, because while he's screaming at Anya, he's not wearing a shirt.
You mean Alli?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and he's not wearing a shirt because he was just fucking about to have sex with Anya in the next tent over. And he's like yelling at Alli for like being seemingly impure or something.
Well, he doesn't say impure yet. He does that on the bus, but he's yelling at Alli for just being in the same tent alone with a boy.
And then Anya's like, but wait, I was just in the tent with a boy with you. Like, what do you think of me? Well, you can see that on her face.
Pretty much. And then we're back at the college, and Kelly and Liberty like present their presentation. They're like, we're good friends or roommates, but we have different goals, so we'd make bad mates. And then
the use of the word mate,
which is uncomfortable to say the least. And then the professor calls up Emma and Manny, and they're like, we didn't do it.
I was like, what? You can't just do that.
You can't just do that.
And
that's not how college works.
Like, what?
They're like, we're not ready.
And he's like, okay, you guys fail.
It's also like, it's a very easy assignment.
You could have done your assignment and then fucked around with your Kelly bullshit. Like, come on, guys. But that was that scene. And then we're back on the bus, and Sav is being a hypocrite, and Alli is like, you were in the tent with Anya, and he's like, that's different, we're not talking about me. And Alli is like, I'm still pure, I'm not impure. And he's like, it doesn't matter, like, it's what people are thinking, like, how are you gonna find like a good partner or something?
He's like, what kind of family is gonna want you to marry into it if you're an impure girl?
Right. And he's like saying all of this, and Anya is listening and is feeling really shitty about herself because
But I
has
love
all of the double standards.
Oh, he's terrible. But I love Alli because he's like, is that what you want? And she's like, that's exactly what I want.
I love her so much.
She's awesome.
And then we're back at the college, and Emma and Manny are still like, we need to figure out, like, which one of us he likes. Like, we're going to go confront him. And then they, like, go into their room, and he's, like, making out with some other random girl.
I think it's Gwen, Manny's, like, theater friend. I think he says Gwen.
I don't know what that girl's name is.
I think he mentions her later. That's why.
And then they're like, oh, no. And he's like, guys, the sock was on the door. And they're like, oh, sorry. And then my next note is just, yeah, Anya, tell him. So then I think Anya and Sav get in a fight when they get back to get off the bus. And she's, like, pointing out all of the double standards. And she's like, what do you think of me then? Blah. I don't really remember what happened.
Yeah, I mean, she basically is just, like, she ends it because she's like,
yeah,
you obviously think really little of me if I'm going to do this with you and blah, blah, blah. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, her hair, they really kept to the whole you guys went camping thing.
Yeah. But then the next scene, Emma and Manny finally, like, confront Kelly, and they're like, which one of us do you like? And he's like, what are you fucking talking about? And they're like, you're so, like, nice and considerate and do all these things. And he's like, sorry? And what do you, like, I was being nice to you because you're my roommate, so what's going on? And they're like, which one of us would you date? And he's like, to be honest, you're a little scary right now.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
And he's like, I'm sure if we weren't roommates, I would like one of you. And he's like, but I'm going to go study, like, in the library now. Bye, guys. And they're
when
like,
I come back, I'll try to be less considerate and thoughtful.
right. And then he leaves, and they're like, which one of us? And and it's just like, don't go down that road, guys. Like,
do not.
You need to stop now.
Bad choice.
But then the last scene, it's the next day at school, and this is when Anya comes in her, like, yellow getup, and she has a box, and she's like, women are equal to men. Like, if I did something wrong, then you did something wrong. And Sav's like, I'm sorry, like, I didn't mean it. And she's like, here's all your stuff, all the stuff you gave me, this, that, and I don't know. She ends it with, like, the stickers, and she's like, we're over.
So sad. Also, she mentions a Studes t-shirt, which,
right.
like, Studes has their own t-shirts.
Worst kept secret in the world.
Absolutely. But also, like, they have merch. I can't believe Studes has merch and we don't have merch.
Unfortunately, I think they might have a bigger fan base than we do.
They definitely do.
And then that's the end of the episode. They're broken up, and
it's kind of sad.
It's sad, but I'm proud of Anya for, like, sticking to her guns, and they, like, broke up for, like, complicated moral reasons, and I understand, and I'm sad about it, but, like, good for you, Anya, for, like, sticking up for what you believe in, I guess. I don't know. It's sad.
It is sad.
But, like,
I liked them together.
Yeah, they were cute.
Yeah, but Sav kind of sucks right now.
Yeah. And that's the end of the episode. We do have a YouTube comment.
It's really good. It's from Alec. Good. I just accidentally licked the microphone because I was like, just struggled.
Just can't talk.
This is from Erica Miller 10 months ago, and it says, "Girl, leave that mullet-haired fool alone."
Oh, Alli.
Oh, Alli. Alli, I get you.
All right, Spirit Squad captain of the episode. I might go with Alli for just, like, pursuing what she wants and not caring what people think about her. Like, she doesn't care what her family thinks about her. She doesn't care about her reputation. She's just going to do whatever she wants to do because she's confident as hell.
I'm going to go with Kelly because he's a nice dude and a good roommate. And he's not trying to fuck anybody. It's a rarity.
That's also very fair. Ship of the episode. I mean, weirdly, I guess, because I love Alli, I'm going to go with Alli and Johnny DiMarco.
Honestly, same.
Moral of the episode. Don't be fucking judgy. And don't read into things that aren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
sure.
Whatever.
Grapevine. We have a few emails. So we have a couple emails from Riley. So I'm just going to dive in and read them. And then the subject line is, I'm Snake's other previously never mentioned godson. First off, I just want to say how honored I am that you read my last email during a drinking episode. That's very on brand for me, and I really appreciate it. So I may be misremembering this, but did you guys say that the whole The Stoods secret banded masks thing was cool? Because if so, I gotta wholeheartedly disagree. From that horror movie serial murderer masks they wear, to the umlaut, to Peter singing, that whole thing is a disaster. I'd take that awful Craigslist downtown Sasquatch over them any day. Also, are high school bands an actual real-life thing? I know there are more to come in later seasons, and there's one in next class, and the Stoods is already a band number 4 or 5 of Next Gen. So is this common for high school? Because my high school definitely had 0 bands. My friends' high schools had 0 bands. Is this a TV thing, or is my high school just missing out? Also, I'm kind of outraged at how season 7 treated our graduated grade 8s. Paige was alright, but Ellie lost her damn mind. And fun fact, in the episode where Marco and Ellie made out, when Marco's freaking out about it afterwards and is all, what about Jazz boyfriend? I legit forgot who Jazz boyfriend was. Jazz boyfriend is in brackets both times. Who Jazz boyfriend was, despite him being in multiple scenes that episode. Not great, Marco. You could do better. And for the reg, that's not Ellie. Hot take. I think it'd be better if the show didn't follow anyone after graduation, no matter how much we love them. Thoughts? Okay, now some rapid fire thoughts. A. Sean's last episode was the best and the worst. Him asking Snake if he grew up to be a good man had me crying into my chicken nuggets, but I could have used about 500% more Sean and Emma scenes. That final picture they took together ruined my life. B. Holland has been killing it on the eulogy song choices recently. Ashley, Damien, who? And Sean's come to mind first. I love it. C. Congrats on joining Filling the Void. Super cool. D. Since you mentioned being worried about the new cast, especially season 10, I def recommend watching the season 10 Carnival promo if you haven't already. I saw it way back when it first aired, and it got me to give season 10 a shot that summer, and it was actually pretty great. About the whole plethora of two-parters, yeah, yikes, that's going to be a lot. E. Even though the episodes get unwatchable, literally anytime Derek and or Danny has a plot all to themselves, the pod is still a total delight, so thanks for being great. Sean and Emma forever, Riley. And then he sent a follow-up. That is, the subject line is, I have made a grave error. It's 1 a.m. I was trying to sleep, and I realized I unfairly insulted Danny in my last email by grouping him in with Derek. He doesn't deserve that since he's become a pretty enjoyable character recently. I just needed to retract his name from that statement on the record. For his sake and mine. Thanks. Sean and Emma forever, Riley. So thank you, Riley.
Thank you, Riley. There's a lot to unpack here.
As far as high school bands, I never knew anybody who was in a high school band, but I'm sure I know they're a thing. They're like really half-baked things, I think. At least they were in my town. Like, I don't know anyone who like performed places.
Disagree. A lot of my friends were in bands in high school and like played actual shows.
I don't think that was a thing.
They all had dumb names. My friend Steve was in several bands. Yeah, I don't know. They all played at like various VFWs and church basements throughout New Jersey and New York. I don't know. That was a thing for me.
I feel like that happened in my town, but it was just, I don't think there was any place where anyone would actually be able to perform. Actually, it was more like through church. Like, there was like one of those gross mega churches in my town that was like Mumford and Jesus-y, where like people would perform there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I think it's a thing, but it's like not as glamorous as TV.
It might be regional. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
My friends, a lot of my friends were in bands and they played like at actual, not like cool venues. They played in like in like grungy church basement like punk shows and like VFWs and shit.
I don't know.
And
also, if it was happening at my school, I wouldn't have known about it because I was not in with any of those kinds of people. So I'm not a great source for that kind of a thing. As far as following people to college, it's never great, but I also have a really hard time letting go. So I'm fine with following them.
Yeah. Yeah, although Ellie, that just really destroyed me.
Terrible.
It really hurt me. Like, it just, like, personally hurt my feelings.
Terrible. Thank you for... I'm happy that